What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NerdyMark channel. I am Sid the NerdyMark, and this is the NerdyMark Wrestling Show. So it was weird because last week I actually did record a NerdyMark Wrestling Show, but I never put it out. Reason being is because of some work-related stuff. I guess I'll go ahead and say it here. I actually recently just lost my job. Because of the whole of everything going on. They basically said, me being someone new, they weren't able to provide the resources to assist me in doing my job well. So unfortunately, they didn't have to let me go. So I am currently unemployed, and we're back to square one. So I am in the midst of a job search, and that's kind of been weighing heavy on my mind. But I said I still didn't want to stop this train. I didn't want to stop YouTube or anything like that. So that's kind of been going on. So that's kind of really why I haven't been posting as much as I wanted to. But so hope you'll bear with me. So as I said, I am in the job market. So anyone in the DFW area, if you know somewhere that's hiring, hit your boy up, all right? But with that, let's get into today's show. So I want to start off with the biggest piece of news to come out this week, and that is the fact that Brock Lesnar, that's right, former UFC champion, former WWE champion, former Universal champion, Brock Lesnar has officially become a free agent. His contract has expired with WWE. He's finally let it expire. They've removed all of his merch from the WWE shop, and they have also basically removed him from the WWE roster page. Now, this is interesting because Brock has been signing several contracts with WWE. I mean, he's been hinting at a return at UFC for 2 years now. Well, several years now. And, he never really did it. So is this perhaps finally the time for him to return to UFC? I mean, a lot of people are speculating that he is kind of doing this just to eke out more money from the WWE. But unfortunately, right now, with circumstances being what they are, I don't know if they can really pay him the amount of money that they want to pay him. So, he's going to have to consider that. Of course, he must be considering other options. Obviously, the one that a lot of people are saying is AEW, although I don't think he will show up there anytime soon. I'm not even sure if he even knows what AEW is, to be quite frank with you all. It would be interesting, it would be interesting to see him in AEW, although, now he can't be a Heyman guy anymore because, first of all, Heyman's in contract with WWE and Roman Reigns is the new Heyman guy. So, how is Brock Lesnar, how would he fit into the mold of AEW is my question. Although I do think the more safer bet is him either returning to UFC or even the CEO of Bellator said that he would be interested in signing Brock Lesnar. So he could probably end up there. My boy John of Armbar Audio, he actually mentioned what if he went to New Japan and he challenged Minoru Suzuki. I kind of want to see that now. I don't mind seeing Brock Lesnar versus Minoru Suzuki, or him versus Tomohiro Ishii, or Hiroki Goto. Hell, even him and Tanahashi would be a freaking amazing match. So, I mean, I don't mind him going to New Japan for a spell. As long as he doesn't try to bring back Inokiism, I'm good. But what do you guys think about all this? Where would you like to see the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar end up? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. So this next piece of news is actually a little bit sad because this is also another release from WWE, and this time it is color commentator for NXT, Mauro Ranallo. Now, Mauro Ranallo is honestly probably my favorite color commentator from all the color commentators working across all three brands. Well, 5 brands now that NXT UK is back, and of course 205 Live. So, yeah, and I really liked Mauro Ranallo because he actually sounded like he was enjoying the match as it was going, and he wasn't just getting paid, and just doing a job. He actually sounded like he was really excited to see what was going on. But of course, a lot of people speculate that he might go to AEW as well. But he has released a statement saying that he wants to take care of his mental health and his family and his sick mother. So good on him. Speaking of mental health, keep in mind that September is National Suicide Awareness Month. So, please do all that you can to be kind and be loving to one another. As always, link to the suicide hotline in my description, as well as the pinned comment in this video. But I just wanted to mention that. But I want to wish Mauro Ranallo all the best, although I will miss him calling Ushi Goroshi and Last Shot and Mamma Mia, of course, right? So what are some of the most underrated, besides Mamma Mia, what are some of your favorite expressions from Mauro Ranallo? Leave that stuff in the comment section below. But Mauro Ranallo, thank you for everything, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. And our last piece of news concerns a former WWE superstar and now big-name Hollywood actor, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He actually came out with a statement on Wednesday, and he basically had announced that him and his entire family had tested positive for COVID-19. He put out a pretty lengthy video on Instagram. You can go check it out over there. His Instagram is just The Rock, which is pretty cool, which is simple. And of course, like I said, he did his best to promote more cautious behavior when it comes to visiting family and friends, as we still are in the midst of this pandemic. Although things seems to have slowed down, we're still not through this yet. We will get through it, absolutely, but this just goes to show as a reminder that we still need to be careful around people. We still need to maintain social distancing. We still unfortunately need to wear masks. I'm not gonna lie, I hate wearing a mask, but you know what? I'm gonna do it if it's gonna prevent me from getting sick, and if it's gonna prevent someone else from getting sick because of me. So so that's all I gotta say. But Speedy, my best thoughts and prayers are with the Johnson family. Hopefully, speedy recovery to all of them, and hope they get well soon. Although I do believe that they are okay now, but still, obviously, they got to quarantine themselves for 2 weeks and whatnot. So, but either way, best wishes to the Johnson family. So, since NXT did air before AEW this week, I'm going to once again start with NXT Super Tuesday this time, and it was a really good show. Of course, the 60-minute Iron Man match was fantastic, but I did want to talk about the six-man street fight between Breezango and Swerve Scott versus Legado del Fantasma. Good stuff all around, man. I really, really liked it. Imperium got involved at one point, and then Legado del Fantasma and Imperium ganged up on Tyler Breeze. And then Fandango and Isaiah Swerve Scott ascended a forklift, and they basically did a huge dive onto all five of the opponents. And of course, Isaiah Swerve Scott finally hit a JML driver onto the Cruiserweight Champion to win. So it looks like he's going to contest for the Cruiserweight Championship one more time. And it seems like he's poised to take the title off of Santos Escobar, which wouldn't be a bad idea, because I actually wouldn't mind seeing that match once again. Hopefully it's on like a takeover. That would be really cool. But Timothy Thatcher versus Bronson Reed was actually really good. Bronson Reed is now the colossal Bronson Reed, so he's no longer the resident thick boy or Auszilla or any of that stuff. So I guess I can't call him the Australian Kaiju anymore. He's just the colossal Bronson Reed, and he has new theme music. It's fine. It's what it is. He does a good job against Timothy Thatcher, but Thatcher did beat him with a Fujiwara armbar. So that was cool. I still enjoyed it. And of course, we do have Tegan Knox, having dinner next week with Candice LeRae. So that's going to be interesting. Rhea Ripley wants Mercedes Martinez in a cage match. So I think that's perfect for both of these women. And of course, let's talk in a bit of length about the 4-man Iron Man match between, of course, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Bebe, Finn Balor, and to the returning Tommaso Ciampa, who's basically very well back into his Psycho Killer gimmick, which is a lot better, frankly, than his face turn. So I cannot believe what I watched here. This was awesome. This was a very epic showdown. This was almost like watching a movie. So yeah, it was good stuff here. A lot of crazy spots. I mean, we had we had the whole thing where Cole and Balor two-sweeted each other, and it looked like they were going to form a bit of an alliance. But no, Balor just said, screw you, and he threw him outside. He threw out Cole, and then just went to town on everybody. Basically, everybody died in this match. Like, that's what happened. Everybody died and then came back to life in this match. That's exactly what freaking happened. I really would encourage everyone to go out and watch this match. And my hair is getting messy. This is not good. But seriously, it was really good stuff, especially after every man scored their first fall. Actually, no. Especially after, I think, Balor and Cole scored their first fall. That's when things got interesting. I loved how Gargano scored his first fall, by the way. He got, I think he pinned Ciampa, who got hit with Ciampa hit Cole with a Project Ciampa, I believe. And then Johnny Gargano pushed Ciampa out of the way and pinned Adam Cole to get the pin. That was cool stuff. Ciampa hit two Willow's bells on Cole and Gargano, and then hit a Project Ciampa on Gargano. No, not Project Ciampa. Fairy Tale Ending on Gargano. Sorry, I keep saying it's not Project Ciampa. It's the Fairy Tale Ending, and that helped him get the pin. The last 90 seconds of this match was some of the most tense stuff I have ever freaking seen. So I'm gonna try to unpack what happened. So Ciampa had Gargano he had Gargano on the top rope, hit an air raid crash. Finn Balor came in, hit a coup de grace onto both Gargano and onto Ciampa, pinned Gargano to get his second fall. 22 seconds left on the clock. He thought he had pretty much won it, but Adam Cole snuck in, hit a last shot on to Finn Balor to get a second fall as well. So the match ended with Balor and Cole with 2 falls apiece. So that means both of these men tied. Out came William Regal, who basically said that next week on Super Tuesday 2, so I guess we're going to do another Tuesday, Cole versus Balor, one-on-one, the one fall, winner gets the NXT Championship, and I am pulling for my man, Finn Balor. So, I love Cole, and I love Adam Cole, and I think he's done great things for the NXT title. But you know what? It's been a while. Finn Balor has been on NXT for about a year now. I think we should at least give him one more run with the title. At least give him one more run with the title, and then he can even go back to the North American title picture if he wants. But honestly, I would love to see another run for the Prince with the NXT title. So that's what I think. But that's pretty much all I have to say about NXT. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. But with that, let's move on to AEW. So AEW, this is the go-home show before AEW's all-out pay-per-view this Saturday. Really looking forward to that one. We began the show with Santana and Ortiz versus the Best Friends. They want to get retribution for PNP, Proud and Powerful, wrecking their mom's minivan. So, I would do that too if someone wrecked my mom's minivan. Anyway, so fine match here. Nothing to write home about. It did start out with a brawl to the outside. That it was pretty crazy. And, of course the match started. It was a decent match. There's nothing to write home about in this one, but it was fine. It was fine for what it was. It was really good, and I'm kind of glad that Santana and Ortiz picked up the win on this because they've been needing a win for a while, and I think this is a good win. In beating the Best Friends is a really good win. Although it kind of sucks that they still need to figure out a way to pay for their mom's minivan. That's a little sad, but hey, either way, it was fine for what it was. And with that, let's move on. Next up, we did have the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express teaming up to take on the team of SCU and Private Party. Matt Jackson shows a very aggressive side in this match. Like, he just wanted to murder Mark Quinn for some reason. There was a point where there's a man with a beer and a sign that says "Hangman, drink my beer" was there. Basically, Matt Jackson came in, took the sign away from the fan. Of course, I'm pretty sure he was a plant. But he took the sign away from the fan, tore it up, took the beer, and poured it on the fan's head, much like how he splashed the whiskey on Hangman's face last week. And he, of course, kicked him out of the Elite. So it was good for what it was, but the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express did pick up the win. This means that these two teams will be going and facing each other off at All Out for a chance to face off against either Hangman and Omega or FTR for the AEW Tag Team titles. So I'm going to definitely talk about my predictions after I talk about AEW, but we'll move on to the next match, which was Chris Jericho taking on Joey Janela. Of course, hold on one sec. I gotta do this. It's Chris Jericho, but I do have a little bit of the bubbly. So this was a very good match. This was a pretty cool match. He did want Orange Cassidy at ringside to show what he was going to do to him at the Mimosa Mayhem. Oh, that's some good bubbly, Jericho. I really enjoy Jericho's bubbly. This is good stuff. Anyway, but get another step. Hold on. So good. Anyway, of course, it is bubbly, sparkling water. It's not Jericho's bubbly. Moving on. But yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was a decent match as well. It wasn't it wasn't anything to write home about. But it's good to see Joey Janela getting some screen time at least. Even if he is more or less a glorified jobber at this point, it's like, frankly. Although, I would say Chris Jericho did do a good job of putting him over. He still looked pretty good in defeat. Again, I've said this about AEW. They do a good job of making the losers look good in defeat. So, I'll give them that. So, kudos to AEW on that. But, finally, Jericho did hit the Lion Tamer onto Janela to win the match, and the Inner Circle started coming out and started to beat up on Joey Janela. Of course, out came Sonny Kiss to kind of even the odds. Of course, then out came Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy was trying to go for his Superman punch onto Chris Jericho, but Jake Hager pulled him out of the way just in time, and then Cassidy took out a little bit of the bubbly from his backpack and dumped it on the floor and gave it the thumbs down. So that was pretty cool. I hope he doesn't spill this bubbly because I would like to drink it. Okay. Next up, we did have a match for the NWA Women's Champion Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. So Serena Deeb, of course, has left WWE apparently, and now she's on AEW. For those who don't know, Serena Deeb was part of the Straight Edge Society that CM Punk was heading, and she was the one woman who shaved her head and everything like that. They kind of did try to do that with the whole Nightmare Collective or whatever. Didn't really go on that well, so I'm kind of glad they killed that off. But yeah, so this was an okay match. It just was more of a match to. Well, it actually was a pretty good match. It was just a match to kind of legitimize Thunder Rosa as a formidable foe for Hikaru Shida at All Out. And I will say Serena Deeb did a very good job. They didn't make her just job out to Thunder Rosa. Like, they actually made Thunder Rosa, they actually gave Thunder Rosa a run for her money. And this was awesome, man. Like, I just couldn't say... I don't have anything else to say except that it was really, really good. Of course, Rosa hit a drop kick and a straightjacket submission to tap out Miss Deeb, and of course, she yells at the camera saying, "Shida, I'm going to beat you," and whatnot. I think it's kind of cool that they're doing this whole thing with AEW and NWA, that whole partnership, because right now NWA is in a bit of an impasse. Not an impasse. It's in like a standstill, kind of. And yeah, I mean, this is a good way to kind of show off your champion, one of your champions. So that's really cool. But finally, the main event, we have Jon Moxley versus MJF's lawyer, Mark Sterling, who, by the way, did wrestle in WWE for a little bit. This was okay. I mean, Sterling didn't want to do it, but he was kind of forced into this match. Pretty decent, pretty quick match here. Jon Moxley did hit the paradigm shift, which was perfectly legal in this match. And he won. Out came Wardlow and MJF to beat up on Jon Moxley. Wardlow finally made Moxley bleed. He came, not Wardlow, MJF did. MJF came out in a walker, and he took off his cast, threw away his walker. He's totally fine. Beat up on Moxley, got the diamond ring, the dynamite ring, and made Moxley bleed, and basically smeared his blood all over his wife beater. And that's how we ended out AEW. Really impactful way to end out this show. But this is all, of course, leading to All Out. And for that, let's talk about who should and will win at AEW's All Out. Hey everyone, so I just realized I forgot to talk about the Dark Order versus Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares. Now, this is a match that came about after the whole funeral for Cody. I think this is just going to be another match to build up heat for the Dark Order, so I don't think they're losing anytime soon. My prediction is Dark Order should and will win this match. So AEW's All Out seems like a very stacked card. 9 matches, 1 on the kickoff show, or the buy-in as it is called. And I'm really excited. So let's kind of just dive right in, talk about who should and will win each match. And we'll start with the match on the buy-in. I keep wanting to say the kickoff show, but it's the buy-in. And that match is, of course, Britt Baker, DMD, taking on Big Swole in a tooth and nail match. Now, apparently, from what I read, this is apparently going to be kind of like a cinematic style match taking place at Britt Baker's dentist office or her medical practice area place. So that's going to be interesting. So I think that Britt Baker should and will win this match. Well, actually, no. I think Britt Baker should win this match because she's the one kind of getting, she was basically getting her comeuppance week after week after week thanks to Big Swole, and now she can finally be like, oh, I finally beat you, Big Swole. You ain't so tough. But I do feel like they're going to give the victory to Big Swole because baby face and feel good victory. Again, I wouldn't be disappointed with either. Let's talk about the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. This should be a good match. I'm actually really excited for it. But at this point, with everything going on with the Bucks and Kenny and Paige, I think it's safe to say that the Young Bucks will win this match. And they should win this match as well. So I'll talk about what happens down the line. Let's talk about Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara, a broken rules match. Apparently, if Matt Hardy loses, he leaves AEW. Just because of that, I'm going to go ahead and say that Matt Hardy should and will win this match because, I don't think Matt Hardy's going anywhere right now. He's signed a multi-year contract with AEW, so I don't think he's going anywhere. Sammy Guevara can't afford to eat a loss. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a rubber match sometime down the line. Up next, let's talk about the 21-man Casino Battle Royal for an opportunity at the AEW Championship. I should have talked about this after the pre-show match. But anyway, we know several of the entrants. We know that Lance Archer is going to enter. We know Darby Allin. Team Taz is going to be in it. Eddie Kingston and his whole collective of heels are going to be in it. So it's a pretty big. So a lot of the entrants have already been announced. So we have one more person, and that one person, I'm going to go ahead and take a gamble. I'm going to say that it's going to be the former Rusev known as Miro. I think it should be him, but I think it's going to be someone like, someone like Kip Sabian, because I don't know if he's even in the Battle Royal. If he's in the Battle Royal, then I don't freaking know, okay? Maybe it could be Jake Hager. Who knows? But I do think that Darby Allin should win this match because I don't think he should be out of the AEW title picture just yet. However, I do feel like it's going to be someone from Eddie Kingston's collective, and I hope, and I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be Phoenix. I'm literally just guessing at this point because it is a little bit hard to predict this match, so I'm literally just going with my gut here. Even there, I just want it to be Phoenix otherwise. So it's really, I either want Darby or Phoenix to win it. I don't know why I want Phoenix. I just want him to do it because I think Phoenix versus the winner of the AEW title match, who I think it should be, would be a really good match. We'll talk about that in a sec. Then let's talk about the Mimosa Mayhem. Chris Jericho taking on Orange Cassidy in the first ever Mimosa Mayhem match. You can only win by either pinfall, submission, or dumping your opponent into a giant bathtub filled with bubbly and orange juice, which is what Mimosa is. And now, real quick, I want to mention I will be going live on Instagram and reacting to this match and doing a live stream there. So whenever this match comes on, definitely head on to Instagram if you want to watch it with me. I would love to have some of you guys there and kind of tell me your reactions to the match. So looking forward to seeing some of you guys there. I think this match is pretty simple to predict. I think that Orange Cassidy should and will win this match. I think Jericho reacting to being dumped in orange juice and bubbly would be a lot funnier than Orange Cassidy being dumped into orange juice and bubbly. So there's that. Let's talk about the AEW Women's Championship. Hikaru Shida taking on Thunder Rosa. I think this is going to be a fantastic match, and I think this is going to be the hardest test of Hikaru Shida's in a very long time. This is going to be Rosa giving Shida a run for her money. But ultimately, I do think Hikaru Shida should and will win this match. I don't know who her next opponent should be or will be. Maybe Britt Baker. Perhaps it'll be Britt Baker who cheats and wins the title off of Shida at some point. So you never know. Let's talk about Kenny Omega and Adam Page taking on FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. FTR is winning this match, but I want to talk about what should happen. So there's a couple of ways that this can go down. I want to list both ways. Either one, first FTR and Page and Kenny, they all hug it out, and Kenny shakes Hangman's hand, but Hangman does this. And FTR and Hangman beat the shit out of Kenny. Out come the Young Bucks to help out Kenny Omega. And then from behind comes Shawn Spears and Tully Blanchard in tow. And they all beat up on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Of course, now we have Adam Page as part of the new Four Horsemen. So we have all four men, FTR, Hangman, and Shawn Spears doing this. And, we finally get the formation of the Four Horsemen. Or you have FTR and FTR go away with the titles. Kenny and Hangman, they hug it out. And Hangman is about to leave. But Kenny turns around, boom, V-trigger on to Adam Page. Beats the shit out of Adam. And then out come the Bucks to stop Kenny. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then Kenny just looks at the Young Bucks and he points to Page, does this, and they both officially kick out Adam Page from the Elite with a super kick. So we have the cleaner Kenny Omega back with heel Young Bucks. So that would be pretty cool. Or I just want actually for Adam Page and Kenny Omega to just go their separate ways because of something that I want to see during this next and final match that I'm going to talk about, which is Jon Moxley versus MJF. This build to this match has actually been very interesting and it's been really, really good. I loved MJF's whole presidential campaign thing. I mean, we are in the midst of a presidential election anyway. Go vote, by the way. If you haven't, that's my short PSA to tell you to go vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I think you're smart enough to do your research and decide for yourself. But this should be a very interesting match. A lot of factors in play here, so looking forward to see what happens. I do feel like the odds are stacked against Jon Moxley. For one, he can't use the paradigm shift, and of course, Wardlow is going to be out there. He's going to do some crazy stuff. He's going to do some sort of shenanigans. I'm pretty sure Mark Sterling might be out there as well. with MJF. So a lot of moving parts. And the thing is, I feel like Moxley does really well when his back's against the wall. And he comes out on top. So I think that Moxley should win this match. And then, afterwards, you have him, celebrating on the entrance. And out comes Kenny Omega and V-triggers the shit out of Jon Moxley, one-winged angel, onto the entrance ramp, on the steel. Picks up the AEW title and raises it up in the air. And that signifies his feud with Jon Moxley being reignited. I think it'll all come full circle when Moxley does get the title taken off of him by Kenny Omega. Because I think he's the one who should take the title off of him, not MJF. I think MJF is poised to be a future AEW champion, but right now, I want it to be Kenny. But I do have a sneaky suspicion that Jon Moxley will lose to MJF. I kind of don't want that to happen, but I feel like that's what is going to happen. And I can understand why. I kind of don't want to see that just yet. I would actually rather have MJF go for the TNT title. I actually kind of wanted him to take it off of Cody, but it was Brody Lee instead, which is fine. But those are my predictions. Like I said, I think it should be Moxley, but I think it's going to be MJF. But with that being said, that's who I think should and will win. Who do you think should and will win at AEW's All Out? Leave that in the comment section below. So, just like that, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes another episode of the NerdyMark Wrestling Show. Let me know what you guys thought about all the news articles, what you think about AEW and NXT, and what are your predictions for All Out in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media, especially this Saturday, because remember, I am going live for the Mimosa Mayhem match, so don't miss out on that. But with that, thank you for watching. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.